Good morning. In our lessons we are now talking about books, the development of books and their history, but in this lesson we are going to focus what's inside a book. Obviously, every book has some kind of story. To read books, to understand books, we need to understand certain details that are inside them. First of all, every story has some kind of a plan around which the whole development begins. To start off, we need to identify the main characters in the story. These are the people, the animals, the things that think, act and do things. Things like robots, animals like pets, and obviously people. Secondly, we have a particular setting, so a place where the action is taking place. Obviously, every story has its beginning, its middle, and its ending. Furthermore, whenever we analyze a story, we need to understand the characters. Therefore, it's a good idea when you're reading to generate a character map. A map that will identify the characters with the names, the features of character that they have, and of course the different relations between them. So it's a good idea to map your characters and define the relationships between these people. In this tool that I'm introducing to you, the character map defines the relations between the particular characters as relation of blood, so friend, brother, sister, and the relation of conflict. So who is conflicted with whom over what? Is it a struggle for power, or is it a struggle between boyfriend and girlfriend? This type of character map is also used to analyze films, and it helps to understand relationships between particular characters. But if we move on, then we have a character change plan. A character change plan is a sequence of events that changes the way the character thinks, that influences the way the character feels, and also that generates a particular action on the behalf of the character. So to understand books, to understand different stories, you have to identify the main events as we have them defined here in the top. We have to understand how the character thinks and what are the main thoughts that he has. How are these thoughts influencing his feelings, or how are the feelings influencing his thoughts? And finally, what kind of action does this lead to? Obviously, the actions can sometimes influence the events. Sometimes the events can happen on their own. So we need to make the relationships to understand the sequence of the events, the consequences, and finally the result. The material that you are given today is a tool to analyze any piece of writing or any piece of text of culture, or radio programs, or also stories based on films. All these elements, they have a story plan. It will be your task today to identify the text or the story that you like most. Define the characters and the setting. Describe the story briefly, the beginning, the middle and the end. And finally, analyze the main characters and the relationships. For this task, you will have 2 weeks. So you have an option of working with any story you like. So you choose the story. I just need the story plan. I need the character map. What are the relationships between the characters? And I need at least a brief character change plan. So how do the events change the main character? If you need more of these, you just add another page and you work on it and you develop the character change plan. So you're not limited to just these 6 events that you have on one sheet. You can spread it out. You can make it longer. It will help you to understand characters in books, in stories, and in films. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to hear and see your story maps in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much.